What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to talk all about flams. We're going to learn what they are, and then we're going to look at 3 real-world examples from drummers like Larnell Lewis, Vinnie Colaiuta, and Eric Moore. All right, let's learn what a flam is. It's simply a primary note with a ghost note or grace note. So a right-handed flam, your right stick's going to be higher, and that left hand's just going to play a note right before your right hand comes in. And same thing on the left. Your left stick will go up higher, and your left hand is now the primary note, and your right hand is going to play the grace note right before the left. It's not 16th notes or 32nd notes. That's too open. We want it. So it's just a little bit of a longer note, longer sound rather than 2 notes at the same time. All right, so now let's take a look at our 3 real-world examples. For this first one, let's take a look at this excerpt from a drum solo by Larnell Lewis. All right, the first sticking we need to understand for this fill is right, right, left. We're thinking of 8th note triplets, so that works really good to have a 3-note grouping over 8th note triplets. The first right is going to be a flam. And we're going to use right hand on the ride cymbal, left hand on the snare, and our last 2 notes, right, left, will come back to the snare drum. Sounds like this. We're going to add 2 singles, right, left, after our second flam. If we start from the beginning and we add in 2 more right, right, lefts, it'll sound like this. So to finish up, we're just going to use singles. Our right hand's going to bounce between the rack tom and the floor tom. So we're going to go rack tom, snare, floor tom, snare, floor tom, floor tom. And then the last 2 notes, we have 2 bass drums. We're going to play cymbals with those 2 bass drums. So the first one will be right hand on the ride cymbal, and the last one will be left hand on a crash. All right, so now we've got the basic form of our drum fill. Let's hear what the whole thing sounds like, and then we have one more thing to add in. All right, and last thing, we're going to change that second right hand immediately after our flam is going to become a double. So it sounds like this. All right, on to our next example. This one is from Vinnie Colaiuta. All right, for this example, we're going to have a very, very similar sticking. It's exactly the same. We're just going to flip it to be left, left, right instead of right, right, left. Vinnie plays a 7-note grouping. Left, left, right, left, left, right, and an extra left. Now we're going to repeat this pattern 3 times total. So let's just get used to that first. All right, the first thing we want to change is the right hand. After the double, that right hand is going to go over to the floor tom. All right, and to finish this one up, we're going to add 1 more left, left, right, still with that right hand coming down to the floor tom. We're going to play 8th note triplets. Flam on the snare, the next 2 notes on the floor tom, followed by 1 more flam back on the snare. The whole fill sounds like this. Our last example is from the great Eric Moore. For this example, we're going to use 16th notes. Beat 1 is very simple. Single stroke starting with the left hand, left, right, left, all in the snare, followed by a kick. So next up we have a left-handed paradiddle diddle with a couple changes. Left, right, right, right. The first change is our first left. The first note is going to be a left-handed flam up on the rack tom. And the second change is instead of a second right hand at the very end, we're going to replace that with the bass drum. And to finish up this fill, we're going to do a second paradiddle diddle. This time, no bass drum as a substitute. And we finish the right hand going down to the floor tom. And we'll give it one last crash at the very end. All right, nice and slow. Let's hear this whole fill. All right, so I hope that helped you understand the flam and give you a little motivation to get creative with your own ideas. There's so many possibilities out there, but I'd love to give you those real-world examples to show you that even the greatest drummers out there are using the simplest rudiments. It's all about how creative you can be with them. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks.